You have something here. Take the book. No, better. It might fall. It can fall. Just right.
Namo Buddhaya, Bhante, brother and sister in the Dhamma. To everyone, I would like to wish a warm welcome to our Dhammadayada Fellowship Dhamma Center. Here tonight, we are very fortunate to have Venerable Dr. Chandima with us to give her talk. Topic is effortless, effort. Practice Dhamma smarter, not harder. I would like to give some brief Bhante background. Bhante Dr. Chandima is Associate Editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Study, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Raja Vidyalaya University in Thailand. He was previously a research fellow at the Center of Study in Religion and Society, University of Victoria, Canada. Bhante Dr. Chandima was also the Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada. Bhante is currently the Senior Advisor to Patisota, a virtual Dhamma organization that hosts a weekly online Pali reading class, Sutta discussion, Dhamma talks, and a variety of other Dhamma activities. Without further ado, let us put our palm together and say sadhu 3 times to welcome our Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
And mic too. Can I have the flyer? Flyer. This one. Okay.
Kalau wo chut screen tang chuk. I think cái té là behind wa kwa bo.
Maybe you sit down over there. Maybe you take a seat over there.
Gante cái chế chế ta.
I can help.
Okay.
She can help.
It's okay. Give it to me. Right. A very good evening, Dhamma friends. We have started our Dhamma program today morning with a Q&A, and there were some of you who showed up and asked questions about Dhamma. The questions varied from karma, rebirth, and I think we also discuss about metta and a lot of things. But today, tonight, our Dhamma talk is going to be the main Dhamma talk. It's going to be a very interesting topic, as you can see over here. Effortless effort. Now we know that in Buddhism, we are asked to practice virya, energy, and then finally that energy practice will become effort practice, right? So this is what we are going to discuss today. And then now, before we get started, we are going to pay respect to the Buddha. I think a brief translation is necessary for this information. And before that, I want to ask you, please turn off your mobile phones or turn your phone onto the silent mode. That's better. Please turn your mobile phone to silent mode or turn off till we finish our discussion. Yeah, here we have more spaces. Please come over. Yeah, come over here. Better. Yes. Yes. More space. That place needs the camera person. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
tứcว่าใช้hòa bình công an chủ thầy.
Okay, so you will translate a little bit. Yes.
Okay.
Take it closer and then talk.
Okay, selamat malam ya. Now want to pray or
No, just translate what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
頭先Bhante有講啦，就是講早起呢，咱有秘籍啦，咱有秘籍，就是講有人問過 meta meditation， 有人講即個 karma 物件問即隻會所咧啦。So 阿暝呢，咱嘅 topic 就是 effortless ataupun effort， 就是講咱用落功夫哦，費力或者不費力啦，在學佛中OK.
Okay, so we are not going to do a puja. We just say Namo Tassa. It's a Dhamma talk. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now you can turn around this side. So our plan is to give a talk for 1 hour and then to have a Q&A for 30 minutes.
OK， Bhante 会跟我们开始差不多1个小时Bhante 讲Dhamma啦，差不多1點鐘啦。過了伊會開互咱soal jawab Q&A 會使問啦，有啥物物件會使問。
All right. So first of all, we have to look at why energy in the Buddhist practice important. Why is energy important? Because energy is what will be put onto the effort at the end.
Translate?
Yeah.
OK。Bhante 講怎呢？這個能量就是咱的tenaga dalamnya lah，怎伊會真正重要啦，真正penting untuk咱落功夫在那邊學Dhamma lah，咱那邊的力啦，tenaga lain lah sangat penting lah untuk belajar Dhamma.
Please come forward, take your seat. Come forward because that place needs for the camera person. Yeah. Careful, you might trip. Okay. What brought you here today? What brought you here? You have lots of things to do at home. You have family things, you have money things, you have other plans. What brought you here this night?
Because I went to hear Dhamma.
OK, Bhante mỗi lần cái gì mấy lần lại nè, si chỉ truy trả lần lại, sao mấy cái mendorong lần lại, hasu lần lại.
Okay, if you look at what brought you here, it's about kusala energy. Energy can be good or bad, but this good energy, skillful energy brought you here. Yeah,
OK.
Yeah.
Bhante 講咱今日來呢，巴山咱有好嘅kusala，都是好嘅 good energy， 好嘅能量，我們有好的能量，咱有tenaga yang baik, energy yang baik，伊找咱來咯。
What if you had akusala energy? Today I'm a little lazy. I better watch something on YouTube. I better go for a dinner outside. I have other things to do. You cannot prioritize. So, but you prioritize. That means you had kusala energy, wholesome energy. So you made it happen.
Okay, Bante con lăn tu si u hoi energy u hoi tenaga u hoi năng lượng lah. Lang mà lụi lại, nasi lang si u akusala tu si lang bộ hoi, tu si con lang si ai cái thiong lah, lang cái yam trà có, lang cái kia có, ai cái shopping có, bộ lang bộ xiên con ăn lang ai lại, walaupun lang trái kia chỉ u, Bante u lại họ con kinh họ lang thiệt, so lang kusala. Akusala si bohoi lah. So lang si kusala sabit lai.
Now we have to understand what is kusala, what is akusala, because energy is attached to kusala, akusala, skillful, unskillful, wholesome, unwholesome, good, bad. Then we have to understand now what is kusala, what is akusala, because our energy is going to be mounted on those two areas.
Okay, 即做咱都爱清楚哈。哈咪叫kusala，哈咪叫akusala嘅 energy， 嘅力啦，嘅tenaga，即個kusala，那是咱有kusala嘅能量啦，咱有kusala嘅tenaga呢，比講伊會互咱知講，咱做嘅物件是好無好 ，good or bad， 好個無好 ，wholesome or unwholesome， 好wholesome 不是講好啦。skillful unskillful 就是 skillful 就是咱做dengan有落功夫啦，咱有落咱力落去啦，so 咱愛知吼，即個kusala，即個 energy 會扎咱做好嘅物件。
What is kusala and what is akusala? May I ask you? Very good question.
Okay, Bante 愛問，哈咪是kusala？energy 哈咪是akusala 伊講叫最嘅，伊講啦。
Perhaps we can write down certain things here just to understand. Okay, so if our energy is attached to kusala and akusala, we must know what is kusala and what is akusala. Then only we can channel, direct our energy onto the kusala side and to avoid energy for the akusala side.
那是咱知了，咱嘅tenaga dalamnya是咱氣覺好嘅啦，kusala是好嘅，善的，so 咱就會做好嘅咯，so pasal 這個tenaga dalamnya 呢，好kusala 嘅呢，伊就是 mendorong 咱做好嘅物件啦。
Okay. So how many kusala activities? There are number of activities. How many kusala activities that we have to do?
10.
10 activities. 10 kusala. Then definitely the opposite should be also 10.
Yes.
We have to avoid 10 akusala.
Okay, 即係kusala 就是好嘅，好的能量啊，好嘅那個呢有10個，akusala 本有10個。
Okay. Now we have to learn what these 10 are. First one, these are very basic, very fundamental teachings. So we need this understanding to learn other teachings. First one is not killing. Second, not
stealing.
Third, not
sexual misconduct.
sexually misbehaving. Can you see the board? This way. Better. Fourth,
Not lying, harsh,
Not
slander.
lying. Fifth, not
No, this one not
Bad mouthing,
intoxication
bad mouthing.
or bad mouth.
Bad
Slandering.
mouthing. Then not using harsh words. Harsh words. Then
I did know energetic.
8. Not being covetous. Covetous means greed. 9. Not having ill will.
Hatred.
Finally, not having wrong view. Okay, so these are the 10.
Bhante missing one. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
10 na?
8, 9.
9.
I didn't check.
Okay. Idle chatting we missed. Good. So it has to be like this.
7.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Yeah, 7. Not gossiping and idle chatting. Okay. All right. 10. Now, what is more important is that we are going to categorize these 10. How to categorize them?
Categorized into 3, isn't it?
These 3 relate to body.
Body,
And these 4 relate to
speech,
speech. These 3 relate to
mind.
mind. Better word is thoughts. Okay. So that means we are doing more akusalas from the
Speech.
speech. Not just from the mind. Mind only 3, body 3, but speech
4.
we are making lot of akusalas. So that's why we have to be mindful when we talk. Right? Lot of problems in our life start to things that we talk to other people. So these are the 10 things. The opposite akusala, killing, stealing, sexually misbehaving, lying, bad mouthing, using harsh words, gossiping, idle chatting, covetous, having ill will, wrong view. So we have to understand these 10 in particular. You may brief it later so then we can minimize the time. Okay.
OK，即Bhante 講出嚟10個故沙拉啦，都是頭一個就是陣間未使殺生咧，未使搬咯。第二個就是未使逃，第三就是講查甫未使洗衫嚟，第四就是第四第一節就是對咱嘴唇啦，就是咱講天話，咱巴肚阿比人。lepas tu lang kong choloi wai lepas tu lan tu si kong lang e pai wai ta boy pa tepe tu si lan tham lang tham lah. OK, lepas tu te cao tu si yêu will tu si lang tak pai siung bo ho lang lah. Bo hoa hi ga lang ane siung bo ho lang. Bo ho mi kia. And then te chap tu si lang e khoa hwa bo tiệu lah. So 即10個呢，咱會使分做3款哈。1、2、3就是咱身軀做的，4、5、6、7呢，甲8呢是咱的嘴講話，我們的言語上8、第9、第10呢，就是咱的思，咱想的，咱想安怎，想人歹，想人蝦米，lepas tu 咱的想法無對。OK。
But normally what you understand in your life with regard to the discipline is 5 precepts. This is what you normally understand. But this is not originally Buddhist. This is not a Buddhist thing originally. This was there before the Buddha's time. This is the Buddhist one. 10 kusal. But definitely these are the basics. Right? These 5 are the basics.
Okay. Biasa lah, lan tu si game gokai, lan kong gokai. Sebenarnya Bhante kong gokai si sebelum pucor lagi. Kue pucor ni, kong tamak ni tu si cak balu tiup. Lan gokai, game gokai bokau lagi. Tu ai cik cak kai. Cik kusala hoi mikir.
Now may I ask you a very simple question. Let's take a 3 months old baby. 3 months old. Huh? What do you think? Does the baby kill?
No.
Does the baby steal?
No.
Sexually
No.
misbehave? Lie?
No.
Bad mouth?
No.
Use harsh words?
No.
Gossip?
No.
Big no. Huh? No, big no. And then become covetous sometime in the next sibling comes not happy sometimes. Having ill will? Wrong.
No.
Then baby is better than you. Is it?
Yes.
Baby has more sila. Is it?
Yeah.
Huh? That is what you think? No. Why you are avoiding killing? Why you are avoiding stealing? Why you are avoiding all these things? Because you know it's not good for you and it's not good for others. Does the baby have that understanding?
No. No.
So, our sila kusala practice should be an intentional avoidance practice. Okay, it has to be an intentional avoidance based practice. So we are avoiding it because we know it's not good for me, for my sansara, it's not good for others. Why you are not supposed to sexually misbehave? We know that it is not good for me, it is not good for my future. Who would like to go for a breakup? Who would like to go for a divorce? Right? Now don't think everybody who has gone through divorce may have done the opposite of third precept. So that means intentional avoidance is what makes you to prevent, to refrain from these 10. So sila means the intentional avoidance. So you need this intentional avoidance and intentional engagement on the positive side of this side. That is how you are creating kusala.
Bhante con chỉ cái sa cô gọi baby na, ý si bê cho chỉ cái chạm cái kusala mình cả bê langa la, bê khi ý quan, hắn nhớ con number 8 là usi kena tambo tham na, tham mình cả ya mình cả bê bang cái, tapi con sa cô gọi kena pi kalan, sim si sa cô kena pi langa ho, tapi Bhante con vô si na, pasal ý sa cô gọi mà ý bê hiao, tapi lan ni lan tuổi ở trái, số lan tự ở chỗ hai mình kia na, lan tuổi trái con lan ở cái nhẹ, nhẹ, nhẹ chỉ ra tổng yếu tổ chức tao, và sáng lan trái liao, lan trái con chỉ cái mình kia chỗ là bộ hồ, số nhẹ lan tuổi chìa, nhẹ lan tuổi suchi là, bị sai con lan ở nhẹ bộ hồ, chứ khoan là, số nhẹ lan,
Okay, so if you have any questions while I teach, please write down and then keep those questions. You can ask those questions during the Q&A. Maybe we can write down, maybe make a note in your phone also.
But they con là gì đi, mình cái ai mồi nó chứ chuẩn sai xia khi lại cutting is ai mồi.
Okay, now we know what are we supposed to do. We are supposed to do these 10 activities. So we need energy to do this kusala side. We need this energy to do the kusala side. So then this energy will become a kusala energy, wholesome energy. So that's what we want for this effort practice.
So langsung ya hoi tenaga dalaman na lại họ lan itu kia chứ cái chạm về kusala là nó.
I think it's better to understand a little bit about these 10 also, because otherwise you might perhaps not know. Killing we understand. Actually, it is not just the physical killing, it is also thinking to kill someone, which is part of ill will. Let's say there are people from morning to evening, they are killing so many people in their thoughts, but they don't tell other people. It can happen. So we have to stop those thoughts. Avoid even a thought of destroying, killing someone. There's something about the first one.
Bhante 講咱都愛明白，咱講無愛殺生，無愛殺人，無愛蝦米，無愛殺動物個蝦米啦，闽南語個蝦米，伊講有個人無落手殺，特別哪有內面，成日咱講看到貓鼠啦，看到等我拍互死咧，蝦米，伊講咱一日到暗，伊講咱有時真濟擺，咱要愛殺物件啦，愛殺生啦，把咱來念。
So is the stealing part. It might be a thought to steal something. Let's say someone might think robbing a bank, to rob a bank, that has the stealing mind. Someone might steal just $5, but the same akusala, because stealing mind is the important thing there, not stealing a big one or small one. So we have to avoid the stealing mind at that point.
把第二呢就是頭，咱講咱莫頭，所以有時咱無去做，特別咱頭腦內面 plan 呢，咱 plan 掉哦，我看到伊愛去 plan 愛去投 bank 嘅錢，說一看人辦5塊，到頂咱就講怎我要去摕這5塊，咱無去做，特別咱腦內面想，咱腦內面本是袂使啊。
And sexual misbehaving, you might sometimes not do that, but in your mind, you might think about somebody, fantasizing. That is also part of this thing. So try to avoid those thoughts.
第三呢，伊講查甫即款嘅邪淫啦，邪淫福建話叫蝦米我袂曉，就是有時咱無正去做，咱做人，特別咱腦想。看到查某水講，咱有時個衝動佇內面講，我要甲伊安怎這本是袂使啦，咱腦想啦，特別咱無做啦。
Okay, lying you understand, not supposed to lie, and bad mouthing. Bad mouthing, which means you are telling other people stuff in two ways. You want to divide two people. You don't like two people to get to be happy. You say something to somebody, you say another thing to somebody, and you are happy when they are in clash, which is a bad idea. So it's bad mouthing.
第四講偏壞是咱什麼明白啦。第五就是咱做八大比嘅，咱甲 A 講 B 講你蝦米，咱甲 B 講 A 講你蝦米，咱自覺看人小罵小拍別咧。
And not hurting other people with your speech. It depends. Wherever you go, you have to understand how to talk to other people, what to talk. Then you are not hurting other people. It's a kusala.
第六就是怎去甲人講話啦，講好話啦，講好嘅話啦，袂傷到人嘅話啦。
And then gossiping and idle chatting. Do you gossip sometimes?
Yeah.
Then you are making akusala. You have akusala energy. You don't use energy for the good things. Why do you sometimes gossip? Are you enough of your own life, or you want to pick on other people's life? They went there, and we heard this and that, their families like this. So gossiping really destroys our precious time for the Dhamma. And when people keep gossiping, finally they run out of their vocabulary. Then they lie, they fabricate, they create another version. So we have to use words only for the necessary things. Don't use your words for unnecessary things, about unnecessary people. You are wasting your time with your words.
Okay. 第 Bante chỉ tu sĩ gossiping tu sĩ lăng tổ à bây con lăng ấy hoài là con lăng ấy có sủ Bante con chế sĩ leo sĩ cả này là bộ yong ấy là tak ada pedo lah. Tapi alah lan cho lang tu sĩ sip quan á bộ khi bộ anh chú ý là bộ anh mindful là.
Why do people gossip? Why?
Too free.
Too free. It's a good word actually. When they are too free, they want to explore other people's life. Huh? It's not exploring. So, never make your life too free. Because once you make it too free, you are going to gossip a lot. Right? So, before you going to get retired, have a plan before the retirement. Otherwise, once you become free, you don't know where and what you're going to do. So, make time for good things.
Okay, con thay ing là Bante con asilan từ lấy con là tại chỉ sang cái lan thay ing là bao lúc con. So, ý con plan cho mình kia tạm bộ, con chơi chơi mình kia lại cho. Là mà về thay ing lo, với thay ing á về gossip lo, về con lo.
Okay, now in order for us to do one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, these 10 kusala, we need energy. Without energy, we cannot do any of these 10. These 10 don't happen automatically. We must bring some energy for us to fulfill these 10.
Chỉ chặt về kusala hồi na, itu si su yao lan này tenaga, lan này lại bên này lại实行啦，来实行这个10个善举啦。So 就是咱爱有tenaga好诶，把路会行搞来做会搞啦。
Okay. How to bring energy into doing these 10 during the day, starting from the day? Yeah. How to, yeah.
Bante muilan, acua bagaimanakah kita nak start creating membina tenaga yang positif ni?
Now you wake up early in the morning. I don't know what time you wake up. And then how to bring kusala energy, good energy to do those 10 things?
หลังจากขี้ๆหลายกุยเตียมแล้วปาตุลังสตาร์ลังแปลนเนี่ยลังไอโจโหมีแกนะตัวอีหยองลังเอโหนั่นยังละโหละ
How many of you are very positive early in the morning when you wake up? Are you becoming very positive or are you becoming very negative? My life is very lonely, nobody helps me, a lot of people did a lot of wrong things to me, they took advantage from me, I have no hope, no purpose. Are these the thoughts that are coming to you? Or you are thinking it's a beautiful day, new day, I have to bring good energy to do these 10 things. What is normally coming to you early in the morning?
พี่หลวงกองก็จะลังแช่ขี้หลายก็ลังเสียงโหลังไอซิมหลายมีเสียงโหมีแกก็ลังเสียงโหลังเห็นขี้หลายเห็นอาสโบลาอาจวงนี่ไว้แกหัวข้าเตียหัวว่าลาก็ว่าโจโบลังช่วยว่าลาว่ามันจะไอโจฮัมมิลาอีกเจ๊สิโจหอลังล่ามลังบุกกว่าอาสินาสิโบตัวเสียลังแปะแค่ลังจินจะอุละลังไปกี่ exercise ก็ลังไปกี่โจเจ๊จับเกมีแกขี้แกก็เจ๊จับเมีแกไอโจโหจับเบกุซาลาไอโจโห
What do you normally do early in the morning to make you positive, energetic? What are the things you do?
ล่าโจฮัมมิฮะโจฮัมมิห้องโหยจากขี้ไหลสมาธิก็
Some people might say they want to do a meditation.
Yes.
Short meditation. Meditation is something.
Stretching.
Meditation. And then?
Some exercises.
Exercises. That means once you wake up, directly you go to do exercises?
No.
We are still talking about the first level one. Meditation. What else? Chanting. Chanting. And then? Some people would like to listen to positive music. Aren't they? They are positive music. When they listen to that, they feel it's a new day, not yesterday, right? Positive vibes, huh? Positive music. That means there is negative music too, huh? Huh?
No,
There can be negative music too. When you hear, you feel like very down. All the past come back to you. When you listen to some songs, that song takes you to your past, all the negativities, all the bad things people did to you. So we are more focused on positive music. And then?
good breakfast.
Huh?
Good
breakfast part. Good breakfast. Why? There's a bad breakfast?
No, I mean,
Huh?
get something good.
Healthy breakfast. Huh?
Yeah.
Healthy one. Then, what else? May I know from young ones? Oh, you all are young. Huh? You can't separate them. Huh? Cameraman.
Check our.
What do you do?
Look at the handphone first.
Handphone. Handphone. Why we have to look at the handphone? There is a serious reason for that. All the bills come to the email. Bills.
Send morning wishes to friends, family members.
Yeah. Wishes. Maybe you need to check for your bills and responsibilities. And then what else? There are a lot of things. What else? Huh?
Go toilet.
Yeah. So washroom, that is a part of all these. And then what else?
Sometimes we think back for the good.
Think?
Think of bad thing for the good. I say, I don't
Disguised
go,
blessings. We call them disguised blessing.
Yeah, like gratitude lah. That we can grateful that we can open
Now,
our eyes early.
say for instance, there are lots of things have been happening in our life. A lot of rejections. Sometimes we lose one door. One door is going to close for us, but then a better door is going to open. The other hand, right? So sometimes we have to be rejected. Otherwise, we are not able to find the better opportunity. But when people are rejected, they are thinking they are all down, nothing is going to work out. So maybe I could put it this way: counting your blessings.
Yeah.
Counting your blessing. Okay, the list is going up and down. So we'll stop at this place. You want to translate a little bit this part?
Okay, Bhante 講，咱早早起來呢，較濟咱做啥物？伊有啦哈，一到七就是講，咱愛 smarty 個，咱愛做 exercise 個，咱愛念經個，個有誒咱是開 music 來聽，聽得歡喜啊，start 早起歡喜甲規日會歡喜咧。And then 第二個呢，食較好誒早餐啦 ，breakfast。找朋友去食早餐個sarapan pagi. Lepas tu開 handphone 嚟 check 啦good morning 個甲朋友個 check 咱就愛還啥物物件 bills 個 ataupun balas lah lang甲咱講salam sejahtera 咱 balas 啥物哈，伊是 handphone 啦。但第七就是咱有時時咱請起來呢，咱家己感覺上個有一個感恩個我過開目睭咱有福報有福報，咱真正無代誌就對咱無人困無了行了嘛，所以這款啦，我哋講 OK。
All right, so let's keep all that here. Now we are thinking to bring energy, good energy initially. None of these are creating you bad energy, good energy into those 10 kusala activities. So we are supposed to, create our own good energy through all these ways in whatever. I think there are so many, but we only discuss a couple of them here. And then now we are going directly onto the Pali word and the context. Okay, what is the Pali word for energy? Pali word for energy? Viriya.
Viriya. Usaha. Viriya.
Viriya. But viriya can be good and bad. It can be good and bad. Viriya means just energy. It can be good or it can be bad. And then the Buddha says, when you are developing viriya, you may bring this good energy onto something else. We call it Samma Vayama. Samma Vayama. We call it
Right effort.
right effort. As a consequence of this good energy.
OK，这个有时候啦，就是讲咱的 energy，就是讲咱特别咱都爱有这个咱的力吼，就是大巴黎内面叫 viriya 有好啦，也是好的呢，咱就是叫做 right effort，就是好的能量啦，就是有好的怎讲？我们努力向好的那个，我们下功夫在好的那一方面呢，努力的那一方面呢。
And the Buddha said that through viriya, we are going to be better people initially. Even we can become enlightened one day. So viriya, good energy, is very important.
viriya 这个好的好的力呢，有时候呢。会把我咱呢去解脱啦，就是解脱。把啥咱有骨力嘛，咱爱好，咱爱学到一个感度，像咱สมาธิ，咱都爱有骨力去做伊，把你会成功。แล้ว把都咱ใจ好甲歹，若是讲咱ใจ到嘢物件是歹，咱有时候莫搁做啦。所以这个力ตัวเราเป็น力呢，สิ่งกูนี่真正重要啦。若是无这个力呢，咱做袂到。
Okay, so now we are going to learn this Samma Vayama, right effort. So we are going to learn how to practice it. But normally we understand this is a part of the Noble Eightfold Path, which has 8. Right? This is our Dhamma journey.
4
We have
right view,
right view,
right thought,
yeah, right thought,
right speech,
right speech,
right action,
right action,
right effort,
right living, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Let me tell you something very interesting. Meditation comes here. This is the meditation, like we have to practice meditation at this point. So lot of Buddhists, they directly jump onto this place without practicing the previous 6. Our Dhamma journey start from even before right view. We call it wise attention. This is our starting point. Call it Yoniso Manasikara. When you have Yoniso Manasikara, you can come to this right view. Right view creates right thought. Right thought creates right speech. Right speech creates right action. Right action creates right living. And right living with this whole practice creates right effort. And then right mindfulness and right concentration. So that means this energy practice, this effort practice is not a single practice.
living 才是工作 ，action 不是。
What's the problem?
Because to translate, I got some problems.
Okay, later, otherwise the people will be confused here. Okay. So in order to practice right effort, we must have practiced these 5 things before. What is right view? Right view means we must have the right attitude. Without right attitude, we cannot start our Dhamma practice.
So explain this.
Short, make it short.
Short,
Yeah.
OK，班底讲啦，咱逐摆学即个，咱讲咱坐禅啦，坐禅，咱逐摆走到 start 到第七就是咱就是mindful，就是萨ติ啦，大一道，咱现走去边，什么人咱是讲无面顶的力的，这是八正道啦，八正道有八个。会把握咱去做物件成功啦，学不够互成功。所以咱是坐禅来讲，咱逐摆 start 到第七，咱就是坐要互 focus 啦。什么人你都会明白会清楚1到6是，把路伊会第七第八会好势啦。所以第一个就是 right view， 就是正见，我们的知道那个是对和错，对和无对。这物件是对佮无对，咱真正清楚。有诶人无知，无对本也说对。第二就是正见诶落去呢，伊会影响咱诶正思维，咱诶想法。第三就是伊会影响咱诶正语，咱讲出来。把咱想是对咯，伊把咱讲出来是对。第四就是咱诶 action， 咱做出来。把咱嘴讲，把咱做不是对的。第五就是咱嘴食是对的，咱无太低个太做无杀生的工作啦，无卖酒，无卖白粉OK， 到第六，把都是咱的我们的 right effort 正的咱的正什么了正精进就是咱的骨力有错。
So when you practice wise attention means that is the starting point of all this practice. It's like an iceberg. You know iceberg? In the ocean. Which part of the iceberg is seen for us? The tip, that we call the tip of the iceberg, can be seen. Can you see the rest of the iceberg?
Cannot.
You cannot. It is below the sea level. Now when we are dealing with our challenges, problems, opportunities, whatever the things in our life, normally we only look at this tip part of that problem. And we are making decisions. We are creating our ideas. We are creating our perceptions, our memories. We don't look at the whole iceberg. The Buddha says when there is an issue, a problem, we want to find a solution, a choice, decision, we're supposed to look at the whole spectrum of that problem. Then we have the wise attention. That's the starting point of this Noble Eightfold Path practice, because when you have wise attention, then only your attitude, your views will become wholesome.
OK， Bhante 讲，咱得有 wise intention， 就是咱会 focus yang benar 啦。咱注意这个物件，然后咱袂使小三甲有酸伫大海见酸啦，三甲骨肚打了骨肚又见酸啦。咱会看到酸好浮起来，咱无看到酸一刀股呢好沉伫一半伫水内面，所以咱看物件无清楚。所以咱是看物件无清楚呢，咱就袂解决这个物件好势啦。咱想，咱一个咱想，咱的心想安尼，咱就愈想愈对。咱拉说咱想愈对，把它这物件你咱无看清楚，规个物件都爱三下看到了，咱看一半一半。做 wise intention 就是咱的apa tu perhatian benar.
Now when you have right view, the proper, the necessary purified attitudes, then your thoughts, whatever the thoughts that are coming out, going to be naturally wholesome. That's why you are having right thoughts as a consequence of, as a result of right view. They all are interrelated.
So 我哋讲，上家讲，咱做咱都要有好的正的见看法，咱的看法是对的，把路咱想的物件是对的，咱袂想歹的物件，wholesome就是咱逐摆想 好嘅愛人好，若是做無對講哦無啦，巴沙伊安尼安尼呢，可能伊安尼安尼，伊家己有 problem， 伊做袂甲安尼好，咱毋通去看人做即款，咱就講作伊是歹啦，所以咱嘅想法
Say for instance, you were grown up in a family where you experience lots of violence. You experience lots of violence from your people. So every time your thoughts that are coming now for your other children, you were grown up in that family. So you are bringing those wounds onto your children as well, because your attitudes were coming from that violence. Right? That's why it's very good to have someone who has been properly loved, properly grown up in a family. These are problems in marriage just as well. We don't know. Only when you start living with these people, then you find out these people have issues. So that means our thoughts are good only when we have a good attitude, good view.
OK， 咱的正思维，咱会有好的比给咱人啊呢，巴沙咱有right thought come from
Right view.
right attitude， 咱是觉咱是觉Bhante讲吼一个状度，就是有的囡仔若装细，若伊着做娘娘的，着拍，着虾米，着刀椒，包括伊大的时阵呢。伊用这个方法来做甲伊家己囝啦，所以这个就是恶性循环，就是得了无好啦，所以讲咱的思觉都爱对，咱的想法都爱对，咱对过了，咱袂使搁做来互，搁来这个新的人啦，咱家己囝啦。
So whenever your thoughts are good, you have a lot of good thoughts. You want to help out other people. You are kind. You are having loving kindness. You have lots of mudita, upekka. Then whatever you speak going to be wholesome naturally. Now you see some people when they open their mouth, they either lie, they gossip, they bad mouth. What's the problem? They haven't practiced these two aspects before, right? That's why this is a gradual practice. If you have started from the beginning, everything else will be automatically good.
讲有时咱看人讲话，好啊，虾米，巴萨伊有正见，有第一个，有第二个，有正思维，所以伊讲出来会好啦。伊袂讲歹话，爱讲来歹话袂啦。
Okay, so in the same way, when your speech is going to be wholesome, whatever your actions also going to be wholesome.
So， 若是咱有正见，有正思维，有正语呢，自然而然的那个我们的正什么action 就是咱做出来的正什么是对的啦。我们所做出来的tindakan perbuatan是对的。
When your actions are good, the way how you make money going to be good also. You are not going to badly commission. You are not going to cheat on other people because you have a pure action. So your way how you make money is also going to be wholesome.
若是咱的perbuatan 好呢，比如讲咱找趁食本，咱无骗人，咱无做歹的物件，爱闹人，搁爱骗物件无好讲好，搁假讲真的，搁安尼所以咱找趁食本是哈拉的啦，好的啦。
When your way of making money is also going to be wholesome, then whatever the energy that you are trying to create going to be wholesome as well. You come to this point at that point.
所以面顶五个，若是咱行好好呢，落来咱的我们所做的东西呢，我们所努力的东西usaha咱呢，就是对的了啦，就是 benar usaha benar.
Now we are going to talk about right effort. Okay, what is right effort? There are 4 things. Number 1 is preventing akusala. Number 2 is
cultivating kusala.
removing akusala. Number 3 is maintaining
kusala.
kusala, and then creating
Kusala.
kusala. So we are bringing our right effort onto these 4 aspects.
OK, so 今日呢，Bhante 要講這個正精進，正精進有十分啊。所以有十分啊，內面有4項，就是咱都愛做的啦。第一就是咱也是有十分啊，就是第一，咱有看到就是無好的物件，咱阻止 preventing 莫去做。and then 第二就是壓殺去啦，斷啦，割斷，莫做歹。頭是咱學是講莫去做，莫去做，莫去做，到兩尾咱100%咱割斷。第八都第三就是咱都愛，若是咱有做好的，咱愛maintain，咱都愛點點做落去。第八都第四，若是咱無法做要做好，有人甲咱講，個咱看到人做好，咱對，咱做 create 就是咱愛做出來，做好的。馬路有這4項馬路這個usaha benar baru jadilah.
Okay, very interesting at this point. That means first 2 efforts are about akusala, second 2 are about kusala. How to do it? I will explain a little bit more and you will summarize, otherwise taking a lot of time. Okay, now in our life we have to prevent akusala that we don't have. Let's say you are not an angry person. You haven't been very angry. So you don't need any anger come to you because of your friends, family, work life, other things. So you are going to prevent. How to prevent? You always check whether you have kalyana mittas. You check whether you are working with your time properly. You are going to be an organized person. So you are doing things to prevent any akusalas that you don't have, whether they are coming to you or not. So you are going to protect yourself from akusalas which you don't have. Second, sadly sometimes because of the bad friends, because of you being not organized, because you are not mindful enough, so some akusalas have already come to you. So you have to remove them. You need effort, right effort to remove those akusalas. That's for the akusala parts. Last 2, sometimes you are already having good qualities. You are a kind person, you are a patient person, you are a mindful person. Maybe not perfect, but you already have certain good qualities. But you need to maintain them. Maintain. Not that today you come to the Dhamma talk, tomorrow you are watching all the unnecessary things. The whole week you are watching all the trash garbage things for a week. But today you listen to a Dhamma talk. Then what will happen to this understanding? It will go away. Something you hear from this ear, it will go away from here. So that means after this Dhamma talk, you should do your own studies about what I talked today. How this is going to apply to me. Right? That's how we are supposed to do. You are supposed to maintain this Then sometimes you understand other people have better qualities than you. Maybe your friends, maybe your co-workers, other people you meet or you haven't met but you'll be meeting. Maybe your friend has more patience than you. He can tolerate better than you. She can tolerate better than you. But you may be a complaining person. Even for a small thing you demand a lot and you complain a lot. But your friend is very calm and quiet. And you want to find out what's wrong with you. So you want to create a new kusala. I want to become a more patient person than my previous self. So you want to create new kusalas. So these are the 4 areas we are going to use right effort. So I'm going to use a simile from a vegetable or fruit garden. I think most of you have some connections to farming, right?
Yes.
Most of you, I think it's not a new thing to you. So I'm going to connect this idea to a vegetable garden. When you run a vegetable garden, you can relate these four into that. How are we going to relate these four? When you are running a vegetable garden, you have to prevent weeds coming into your garden. Weeds can come anytime, but you are making sure that no weeds are coming into my garden. You go to a nursery, you get a second opinion, and you are also watching, you are making sure it won't happen to my garden. It's like preventing akusalas way before they come. But sadly speaking, sometimes due to your negligence, your ignorance, your misunderstanding, you not contacting a proper person who understands the subject, some weeds have already come to your garden, sadly. Now what to do? You have to get rid of them. So it's like akusalas which have already come to our life, we got to remove them. But you also understand that you have a vegetable garden, it's okay. But any vegetable garden has to be maintained. How to maintain? Nursing the garden. Maybe watering, finding temperature, maybe fertilizing, perhaps adding insecticide, pesticide, lot of things. So you want to maintain. It's like you have good crops, you want to maintain them, maintaining. But sometimes you feel my garden can be improved, not just maintained. It's like somebody is out there who is having just a normal makeup, but one day he's going to think about, I can be more beautiful than now, right? I'm going to approach a certain salon, certain cosmetic place. Maybe they can beautify me, decorate me better than today, not just maintaining my makeup. That kind of an idea is going to be here. That means you think that my vegetable garden can be improved, but how to improve? I don't know. Maybe I look up on internet, I ask some opinion, I contact expertise. So you are going to create more crops, more harvest, more fruits, vegetables. So this whole plan is related to a vegetable garden. So very easy to understand. Maybe we can do a very short summary.
Bhante 講啦，就是講即四行頭先成個咱講嘅啦，咱若是無法做歹呢，人做咱去做歹，人咪做啦。若是咱看人做好呢，咱怎伊做安尼好呢？咱假設咱做無好勢，咱幫啦。就把都若是咱做好嘅，逐擺幫咱做好，咱免得逐擺去，唔通講變大咪去。成個人สมาธิ學讀書早起，學讀者咱 maintain discipline， 咱硬做，直接來看到啦。就把都若是講人搞去聽經個倒落呢，咱對去咯。creating 咱是咱無法去啊，咱對人去。安尼啦，問題講地啊，巴沙嘅時間無夠，安尼啊啦。
Okay, now you understand what is right effort. But right effort is not just our topic. I put the topic to be effortless effort. This is very interesting. Now I put it this way with this English naming to tell you that the way you practice Dhamma might not be a way that you are practicing with effortless effort. That means a lot of people think when they practice this whole thing, right effort, they have to practice very hard. Are we supposed to practice Dhamma very hard? Do you practice Dhamma very hard? A good question, maybe you can translate.
Okay, Bhante 講，咱呢學ธรรมะ啦，學不夠啦，咱是學到真正費力時候，咱是用真正艱苦學無會講，還是學到真正加得 relax 啦，咱講快對好嘅物件，咱做蝦米？所以Bhante問咱，是毋是咱學佛教呢？ lăng u cạo chín cha càng khó.
How do we know someone practices Dhamma very hard? What is the indication of someone's practice that has been very hard Dhamma practice? What are the indications? Trying to become a perfect practitioner, trying to become perfect. Perfectionism is the indication. Are people trying to practice Dhamma with a perfectionist way?
Okay.
Are they?
Bhante con ui à sĩ con lan ga so con lan ô chứ cái hụt hoạt phổ phản á chính gia càng khó lên sĩ lan thái yêu cầu thái quản á lại做到 perfect 十全十美愛做到真正水愛做到成個來愛去阿拉行nghe愛逼咱家己啦所以安尼咱就要說艱苦啦那是咱慢慢進步呢無安尼艱苦啦
There is a saying in some cultures, if you are too educated, you cannot walk on a footbridge. Why? You are so concerned. What material is this footbridge made? Who made it? How far is it from here to the other side? So when you keep thinking all that, you might perhaps fall into the water. Because when you are too much educated, too much intellectual, your life is not going to be easy. It doesn't mean that you should not study. You have to study. You have to become an intellectual person. But if you are too much intellectual, that can impede, hamper your life. So when you are too much reading Dhamma also, you cannot practice Dhamma easily very well. Because you are thinking, you have to do like this, sit like this, read that book, have to wake up this time, cannot miss the chanting. Right? All these are going to stop you, hold you back. You cannot be very simple. You cannot be a light person. You cannot be peaceful. Those perfectionist thoughts are holding you back to another unnecessary area in the Dhamma practice.
Okay, Bhante con lăng ộ này con lăng mai thay yêu cầu thay quản lại check cả hàng check cầu chính cha halus ba lắm là làm là bên process đang check hàng này lăng cái số chính cha càng khó mày đấy quá bằng vì con làm bộ bị thành công là bị berjaya pasal lăng thay càng khó lăng cái số thay càng khó số Bhante sự con check con mình kia pun cho họ lăng ộ mình kia bộ thành công là.
Another very good example that I normally give to people who are coming to retreats is that, 8 precepts. 8 precepts. 8 precepts are normally given at the beginning of a retreat. And then the monk, whoever, going to start the retreat. And under the 8 precept, there is a precept, Moses 7, you understand that you cannot use perfume. You cannot use perfume. Suppose someone who has a bad smell already wants to come to my retreat. Naturally has a bad smell. The body creates bad smell. She or he cannot come to my retreat because he or she has to apply perfume. Why he or she wants to apply perfume? Because he or she has lots of metta for other people.
Yeah, don't want to disturb other people.
He doesn't like or she doesn't like other people feel bad about him. So in my case, what I say is apply perfume and come to the retreat. But someone who is thinking hard about them, no, you cannot. You cannot. In a recent retreat, somewhere, someone advised even not to bring any, body shampoo as well. Two hard practices. Buddha Buddha would laugh at these people. What does shampoo give us in our Dhamma practice? What can shampoo do us in our Dhamma practice?
Yeah.
What can deodorant, body soap, maybe a conditioner give us in our Dhamma practice? Forget about these things. We want to understand these precepts were given to additionally discipline us. If you have the discipline, you are okay. And the same precept says you cannot wear any jewelry. That means all the ladies should not enter the Dhamma hall wearing any necklace, earring. Can they do that? Huh? Not that easy.
Maybe.
And perhaps we don't need to go to that level. What the Buddha said was wearing jewelries and not having greed about wearing jewelries is what we are supposed to get at. But if someone thinks, no, we cannot, we must remove all that. So we have to mentally remove that greed toward this jewelry and all that. That's enough. So that is going to be a smart practice. Practicing Dhamma smarter, not practicing Dhamma harder.
Bhante, I want to ask a question about this. Because in 8 precepts, not the eating part, some like old senior citizen, some they got some health problems. They need to eat.
Yeah,
so is it
of
okay?
course. Actually, in my retreats, what I say is that after 12, asking not to keep all this food. But I advise them, if you have a health problem, go grab, eat something. There's no problem.
Liquid one like milk.
No, even a biscuit is okay. Because other people, they understand. They don't have a medical problem. Right? They don't have a medical problem. So, others understand. That's why our Dhamma practice should direct more towards compassion. Because when you practice Dhamma very hard, no compassion at the end. Compassion path runs out. You are coming to a very rigorous, very hard Buddhist. You have a burden, right? So we have to understand this hard practice and then to practice Dhamma in a smart way. Not that we are telling everybody to do this, but understand Dhamma in a smart way. So, yeah.
Okay, Bhante con, là u sĩ lại retreat na kim bệ cải. So bệ cải ní te quy đó te u là bên u te chít con, là bệ sai bỏ hôn na phang bỏ phang chui la. Có tapi u sĩ u lang na yêu chỉ cái bè mà, itu si ye qua chính ra bì. So i ai lại ní i kia ảnh hưởng tới lang mà. Mà sao u lang chỉ này là bì chính ra tặng. So Bhante con okay, i con ba sa i u chư bệ sinh. I compassion, đó là i chư bệ sinh, i mai kéo cha là, mai cái cha đều là, vô lý u cái bì na, lang chỉ na căng khó lang, u lang bê tòng mà, so Bhante con miên tiểu các anh này căng khó là man con giảm là, lúc bắt đầu sang cái trình chế hi so là liền này con, u sĩ bút béo kín à, sĩ thao này ok là, u lang bê thao, tu tỏ lúc khi này chịu chạy chính ra tỏa lại siêu chi chính ra gì thao về chủ hay con cái chẹt cũng sẽ siêu sáng thằng cái lăng ủ bè tạm bộ ủ tiền chiều ham mỹ này bê tông cả bò này sai chẹt khinh mình cái biscuit nó có lên. Okay.
I want to add another story that is mentioned in the suttas about this hard practice, and the Buddha said to practice Dhamma smarter, not harder. There was a monk called Sona. This monk kept practicing lots of meditation, hard way, like some other people. When they want to practice, they ask questions, how long should I meditate? Doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter, quality matters. If you practice 5-minute meditation, but if you can focus yourself, that is the most important. Sometimes you practice 2 hours, but there's no quality. Because you just want to sit down, right? So this monk Sona did not get to any fruitful level of his meditation, but he has been practicing, trying to practice very hard different meditations, and then he one day thought, if I cannot progress in my meditation, I better become a lay person again. So one day now he is going to disrobe and he is going to go back to lay life. Right? And then Buddha saw that. So he stopped him and he asked, why are you leaving? Why are you disrobing? He said, there's no purpose of becoming a monk. I cannot meditate. I better go back home, spend my lay life. And then the Buddha understood how to give him advice, definitely. Then he asked a question. Okay, before you became a monk, you were a very famous musician. You are a veena player, one of the very experts in this subject. Suppose when you were playing your veena, you are to make the strings too loose. Would you think that you would have been able to get the sonic nice sound at that point by making the strings too slack, too loose? He said no, because if I make the strings of the veena too slack, too loose, I definitely must have not able to get that sound. And the Buddha asked, what if the opposite? What if that you were going to make the strings too tight, too hard, very tight, very hard? What do you think? Were you able to get the sonic nice sound? He said no, because I am putting my strings too tight, too hard. What if that you are not going to make your strings too loose, no, too tight? What would you think? Were you able to get the sonic? He said yes. And then the Buddha said, meditation and the Dhamma practice is also the same. Don't practice less, don't practice more. Very interesting. Don't practice less, don't practice more. Practice in moderation. Now we have only these two people. There are people who don't do any practice. There are people who are doing over practice. What happens when you are overqualified, when you go for an interview? You have lots of qualifications. Would you be a good candidate for the interview? No, they drop you. Why they drop you? Because they know you will go to another company at any time. You cannot be trained. So employers don't like to hire you. In the same way, if you are going to practice too much things, that will stop you. So we have to find out a perfect balance in our practice. How to find this balance? Yeah. That is the level of practice I use by the word called effort. It is not an effort. It is an effort, but it is not sometimes an effort. It's an effortless effort. So you have to find out that balance in your life. So this effortless effort or this moderation in your practice is different from one person to another person. Your practice in moderation might be different from another person. But everybody is trying to look for that perfect balance in the practice, in their own way. In short, may I suggest you, for people who only practice dana, only give dana to maybe generosity, you should not only practice dana, you also need to meditate, you also need to chant, you also need to do other good karmas, right? Have to balance. Those people who only meditate, who never chant, who never give dana, they have to do the other things also. Have a balanced practice. And when you keep practicing, don't overdo. If you overdo, you will get tired, you will get bored, and plus the practice will never run smoothly. Right? Say for instance, there is a student who is always studying, morning to evening, reading books, gathering information. Right? That could be a problem, physical, mental, emotional problem to that kind of a person. Nowadays we see those things. People who are only learning from internet. Right? What if there is someone who only is doing sports, never study, only sports, every day sports. Right? You end up with something else. What if there is someone who is always playing, watching games during the whole day, morning to evening, games. So we have to, it doesn't matter someone watch a game, someone play a game, but we should know our limit. When we know our limit, we know how to function smoothly, especially in our Dhamma practice. So couple of things I was telling you to track your heart practice. Sila is the biggest one actually. And now we find a lot of people like that. So Sila is the good indication where you see your practice has become hard or not. There are many people who are claiming when they go to a place, maybe someone who has a hard practice is going to give you the hard practice. And when you learn Dhamma from a hard speaker, you also will become very hard. Right? It happens, right? Now that's what happens to the Buddha. When Buddha is giving a Dhamma talk, at the end of the Dhamma talk, the business people, those famous people who were happy about the Dhamma talk, said to the Buddha, Bhante, by today evening, I am going to make a statement that I became a Buddhist Buddha follower under you. Buddha said, no need. You continue to become your religious thing. You follow Buddhism too. Right? So because Buddha didn't want anybody to become hard on his Dhamma practice. So try to always think about how to practice Dhamma in a smooth way, not in a hard way. Then you will like your Dhamma practice. Not that you think that this Dhamma practice is a hard practice. Especially you will see the effect that has put on our young people. You see any Buddhist center, any Buddhist temple, mostly Theravada Buddhist temples. I'm not trying to say anything wrong. You can see how many young people are coming to. You might say that, aren't we young people? Yeah, you are young people too. But we see that, we don't see that urge, that motivation. Why is it? Because the nature how these temples, viharas are bringing Dhamma, maintaining Dhamma is very hard. So young people don't find that peace. And they are going to XYZ other places. Because when we go to the Buddhist temple, they take away our peace. We are already free. We go to the temple to become more peaceful. But if the temple is trying to put us lots of rules and laws, they won't come back again. So, do we have rules in Buddhism? No, we have disciplinary actions. Even the Vinaya for the monk is not a rule. If it is a rule, Buddha should have imposed them 25 years ago. That means he imposed Vinaya after 20 years, when he becomes 55. Why is it? At that time there are different people going to become monks, very intellectual people. Sometimes at that time there were people who borrowed money from other people, lots of money. Now cannot pay back. Immediately go to the Buddhist temple nearby, become a monk. At that time when you become a monk, the government cannot hold you accountable for the money you did not pay back. Then the Buddha said, for the monks, when you ordain someone, check the credit history. Whether this person has borrowed money and then going to avoid the paying back. Right? Buddha said that. And then Buddha said a lot of things. So that means the Vinaya disciplinary things came up just to purify, not to bring as a rule. Because at the end, all these are mental things. You cannot physically remove people. They become mental things. It is not like a working ethic in a company. Employer has to sue you, lay you off. But in Buddhism, all these are disciplinary things that we have to do by ourselves. So then, anything that the Buddha said to us, they are working to us in a way that we can practice Dhamma smoothly, comfortably, smarter, not as a hard way. So be careful when you learn and when you practice Dhamma, whether you are practicing very hard or whether you are understanding what should be done and then practice smart. I think you can summarize and then we can go for the Q&A at this point.
Very long.
Yeah, just make it very short. Yeah. You don't have to translate everything.
Bhante con chỉ ra tận là bà tôiว่ากล้องห้องอีตองยาไม่แก่อีตัวสิกล้องล่างโอ้อีสุดล่างไม่ล่างไอ้แก่เตียงล่ะ moderate ตัวสิกล้อง kesederhanaan ตัวสิกล้องล่างน่ะสิล่างตับไปโจดานาล่างบสมาธิล่างโบเทียเกงบางทีกล้องตัวไอ้เทียเกงตัวไอ้เทียตัวไอ้โจเจเซียนป้าล่างล่างโจดานาสัจจะแกอีกก็ตั้งตัวอันในข้อหน้าบ่าวแบลนซ์ละseimbang udana meditation เจเซียนก็เทียนดามาต่อแล้วปัจจุบันก็เสียงก็หลังที่ถูกกีตาร์นาซีเกตกีตาร์นี้เยสวนนี้โซไทยอันนี้เยเสียงปุ่มโบเทียนาซีเยสวนนี้ปังไทยเลงปุ่มโบเทียโซเตียงเตะหกอีกก็ล่าไม่โจThái Kiểm, tuy lăng Thái Kiểm, giao cứu Thái Quản ấy, ý chỗ Hồ Lan, bê ta hẳn cụ là, xìa này cho bụng cáo anh ấy càng có, try kỳ Granger, Church, wow, happy, pastor con, oai chăng cô, tuy là sân cả, bà làm mãi là để đó lại, bà sao, mình càng có đấy, so, bà tê con, kia tiong nha, okay.
Alright, so now we are taking time for Q&A. Please raise your hand. I think there is a question that this gentleman wanted to ask. Please pass the mic to him.
Okay.
So, someone, yes, you can pass the mic being over there. Yes, keep it. Yeah. Others, please remain seated.
Dhammadayada Bhante. I just want to clarify not to Dhammadayada Bhante. Actually Bhante, when Bhante summarized just now, is more towards moderation. So I just want to clarify just now regarding the kusala, akusala, like for example, not feeling Pandacipata. So Bhante says must have intention. Engagement is action or that means for something to be done, that for killing, you must have intention and action, isn't it? If for example you didn't have action, consider that is a akusala, no? And another thing is, when the thought come out, we want to kill somebody, but then suddenly we think, this is wrong, we cut it off. Is it also considered unwholesome?
Partly, because already it came up and you minimize it. You minimize the problem. Now say for instance, there is someone who is going to hit someone, but halfway going to think, I don't want to hit that person. But because that thought already came up, there's a certain akusal. That's why when you practice mindfulness, sometime even the thoughts of killing, thoughts of doing other things would not come. That's why we need a certain practice to go on. So don't worry, it will take time, but one day with the practice of satipatthana, mindfulness, you will even be not having thoughts of killing and all these akusala thoughts. That is the ideal state that we are talking.
What about action? If we don't do it, then it's also considered.
Yeah, because you had because Buddhism talks about mind, not the action. If you do the action, more akusala. Right? If you do the action, more akusala. But if you stop at the level of thought, less akusala, but still akusala. So with the practice, we are minimizing even a thought.
So Bhante, what about habitual action,
What is it?
habitual.
Habitual action. They have to be deformed, break. Let's say someone has a habit of picking on other people, where he's a bully, wherever he or she goes, want to bully someone. Now this person has been bullying people for many decades. So when this person comes to a certain place, other people are very scared. The bully is coming now. So we have to be careful, right? Now, if this person is to realize one day, I'm a bully, I've been torturing other people, physically, emotionally and all that, could be a male or female, then I want to stop my habit. I want to deform my habit. I cannot do in one day. It's like a heavy smoker. Can a heavy smoker stop smoking in one day? No. If he smokes 24 cigarettes for a week, he's going to make it for 22. 1 week, maybe 20 another week, maybe 18. So slowly, this person has to deform that habit. Finally, our kusala akusalas become habits. Now, say for instance, if you see someone who is very nice, kind, this person, the secret of this person's happiness is not a random thing. He or she has been kind over the course of many months, many years, many decades of practice. So we have to deform that practice habit. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, just raise the hand. I don't need to give it, and then you can pass the mic. Yeah, please. Can you pass this one too? Yes. Pass this audio mic. Yeah, give this mic too.
Okay.
For the camera.
I want to ask, but not about this right efforts, but it's about on the way we came, we discussed about Dharma. We want to ask Bhante, does a Buddhism have to be a vegetarian?
Very interesting question.
Because we get very confused. There's so many types. Some
Are you a vegetarian?
I am not.
Okay, good. All right. In modern world, in today's world, many people would like to become vegetarians. Even we go to the West, I myself been living in the West for almost 14-15 years, and many people would like to be vegetarian for different reasons. Some people don't like animal cruelty. Some people think this is a healthy practice to live longer. So we have to respect their thoughts too. But it does not stop the problem, right? If they think that we have to stop the problem, it might not stop. So if you are a vegetarian, it's good. But if you are not a vegetarian, you are not bad. Huh? You are not bad. That is, sometimes those people who are vegetarian, they have a huge anger towards the people who are eating meat, and that's so bad. If you avoid, you avoid. Don't try to create anger towards others. Okay, the Buddhist idea is that when monk Devadatta wanted to separate some other monks from the Buddha, he thought, I should be very smart with the Buddha. I should go to the Buddha and ask the Buddha 5 boons. Then one of them is, you should, Buddha, from today, you have to tell all the other monks and nuns, you cannot eat meat and fish. It's going to be a very big action. He also said, from today, monks and nuns should not stay in the temple. They have to go to the forest. They cannot wear the normal robes. At that time, dead bodies were cast away in the cemetery with some materials, so they have to make a robe from those materials. And Buddha was listening to his request. He knows where he's going to come at. He said, no, I'm not going to say anything about this. If any monks and nuns want to practice these 5, let them practice. If others don't want to practice, let them not practice. Right? So the Buddhist idea, I'm not trying to give a very direct answer to this question because it might hurt some other people. The Buddhist idea is, we are not worried about what people eat. because you cannot do that. Now, if you go to the Baffin Bay, Scandinavian country, like countries like Canada, there are places up north where they don't have vegetables because there are no trees. The soil has no richness to have a tree. They only have certain animals, fish. So they are consuming on fish. So if we say every Buddhist must be a vegetarian, then they cannot become Buddhist anytime, right? They cannot survive. So idea here is that, but still if they can become like, it's a choice. So I'm not saying not eating meat and fish or eating meat and fish is the idea. I'm rather saying make a choice. But what the Buddha says is that the most important thing in this discussion is not what you eat, but how much you eat. How much you eat matters, because Buddha says, Bojane cha mattanyu. Nowadays, all the people, they are having their problems because of how much they eat. Now, WHO already predicted many years ago, almost a decade ago, by 2020, 2030, 40, 50, the biggest issue that they are facing in the world is not cancer. It's not directly cancer. It's not directly cardiovascular problem. It's not directly diabetes. It's obesity. Because of the obesity, other problems are coming. Because compared to 20, 30 years back, we have lots of food now on the table. We can buy lots of food. Yes. We can buy from internet, from apps, not like our ancestors. They had to do a lot of things to buy food, find food. So because of the easy availability of food, and people don't know how much they have to eat, but people have affordability to buy any food that they want. They buy lots of food. They are going to satisfy all the cravings from morning to the evening. Morning having a good breakfast and having a lunch, and then again going for another snack, another dessert. And they are not conscious about the health effects. And this is the area that the Buddha is more concerned about, not what you eat. Because we cannot impose rules about what people eat. Different countries, people eat different food. How to impose a rule about it? How to impose an idea? If Buddha had done that, that must have been the biggest mistakes he made in the history ever. Right? So the answer to this question is Buddha is not concerned about this question. He is concerned about how much food we eat. But in the Devadatta story, he did not pick his idea. So I think he wanted to say moderation in food is the more important. And let me add one more thing to that. We know that there is a famous story in the Samyutta Nikaya where King Kusal came to see the Buddha, and King Kusal was very uncomfortable while being seated. Then the Buddha asked, "What's going on with you? You can't even sit properly." "Bhante, I have overeaten. Every day I overeat." Then he asked why. "Because my cook is making a lot of food. So I eat every food that he is making." Like sometimes you give food to offer monks. Bhante, I made it for 4 hours, the caramel pudding. Tell me the taste. Next time I will make better. So the monks become guinea pigs. Guinea pigs about your food next time. And then the Buddha said, "Okay, I tell you something. Never fill your tummy with food." That's the Buddhist idea. Leave 4 to 5 morsels of food. Empty the tummy with 4 to 5 morsels of food. Drink water instead. That means the Buddha's idea is never eat to the level that you are full. That's the Buddhist way. Drink water instead. Why? If you eat like that and drink water for the remaining 4 to 5 morsels, you will age slowly. Who would like to age slowly here?
Everybody.
Okay, go for it. Then the people who have never learned about this teaching always say life is impermanent, we have to die, we get sick. they never happen to read this statement. Buddha is the first to say anti-aging treatment. This is anti-aging. Whenever someone eats food by leaving out 4 to 5 morsels of food and drinking water instead, that person's life, biological age, goes very slowly. And you will feel that you are 40 years old, you are 60 years old, but you are 20 years behind that.
Wow.
Who would not like that idea? But if that you want to eat everything you see in the pastry shop, in that XYZ shops, right? Then you are going to shorten your life. You are going to be not a Buddhist as well. If you are a Buddhist, you cannot fill your tummy, to be honest. Eat less. Eat less. If you eat 1 meal or 2 meal, leave 4 to 5 morsels of food, drink water, even in that meal. You are happy. When you don't eat too much, you can be mindful. When you are mindful, no akusala thoughts come to you, and then you live longer. Blessings. But if you are eating too much, you are grabbing to eat everything, and you get sick very fast. Even during your mid-age, you become very old. What if you are to say, life is anicca, see, I am getting white hair, my hair is white, my teeth are broken, I have to see dentist all the time, I get wrinkles. Yeah, Buddha also said life is anicca. That's a wrong idea. You must have practiced what the Buddha said before coming to that age, that level. We will come to that level one day. Why we want to come to that age now? Why we want to go to that age now? At a time we can take care of us. So then, don't fill your tummy. So the Buddha said, moderation, the quantity of the food matters a lot in the Dhamma practice, not what you eat. We don't want to know what you eat, because different ethnicities, they eat different countries, right? Okay. Any other questions?
Bhante, I think this one got to translate.
Okay, please.
Everybody want to become younger, looks younger.
Yes, yeah, go for it. Rejuvenation. Yes.
Yes. 頭先即 sister 要講，會講咱不夠陀是唔是愛食蔗啦，食菜啦，tapi Bhante 講不做無講這款啦，不做是較重要lebih penting kan berapa banyak kita makan. Kita jangan makan sampai penuh. Makan dalam 50% and then 50% lagi kita isi dengan air. Jadi nasi lan chỗ ăn này chỉ cần chặt chỉ tùy nó thôi mấy chặt thay pa lan có cá hậu sen gì chậm này so chế chín tổng nhà quá tới cả liên sao bà lại con. Okay, just a short one.
Yeah, good. It's very important to all of us. Okay, maybe one last question, then we will finalize. Yeah, last question. Okay, please. Give the both ones, the big mic and the small mic too. Hold the both ones. Yeah, that's for the camera. Yeah, please.
For the camera.
Yeah, just hold like this. Yeah, just hold it. Yeah.
Bhante,
Yes.
I don't understand about chanting sutra and chanting mantra.
Chanting sutra, chanting mantra.
What different?
Okay, we don't have mantra in Buddhism. No mantra. What mantras are you talking? Are you going to different Buddhist temples?
No, because some on the YouTube I hear they chanting the short sentence. They say mantra.
Maybe Mahayana temples, they have Mahayana or Tibet tradition. They may have mantra, but in early Buddhism we don't have mantra. We have a chanting.
Maybe when we sit for meditation, we sit for.
No, it's chanting. You cannot call it a mantra.
And then when we chanting, sometimes we chanting in Chinese, we chanting in Bali, but it for me, the foreigner, I don't understand, so I still continue chanting or stop.
You mean, what do you mean by foreigner?
Yeah.
Foreign.
She's Vietnamese.
Okay. Can you rephrase the question again?
When we chanting in Chinese,
Okay.
we chanting in Bali, but for me, it's not my language, so I still continue or I stop.
Very good question. Okay. Yeah. You can keep the mic in case you have another question. Just keep it. Okay. When you chant, it is better to understand what you chant. Otherwise, you will still get the blessings, but not full blessing. Right? Say, for instance, someone is going to chant you, but you never know what he or she is chanting. You think, something good, something good is happening. The opposite also can happen, right? Remember one of the Sri Lankan families who were living in what is the country in Africa? There's a country, and then they were kidnapped by people, local people, right? So they were really taken aback. Now they were taken by their same car they were driving. So at a certain point they ran out the gas, so they stopped in a gas station. Now this couple was thinking what to do now. So they were thinking different things. They thought, okay, now we have to chant Metta Sutta, Karaniya Metta Kusalena. And the local people came, they are very scared of the black magic. They ran away. I think something bad is going to happen to us. Huh? So that means sometimes when you don't know what they are chanting, you run away, You run away, don't know where you're running away. Or you can stay there. So it is better to know what is the chanting about. Let's say, I recommend to chant in Pali, because that's what the Buddha did. That is better, because when you chant in Pali, Deva understand, because these chanting they know at the Buddha's time, from Buddha's time. And many people have been chanting in Pali. But read the translation of that Pali in your own language, Vietnamese language. Sometimes what happens is that you are chanting to chase away the ghost, yakka sometimes, some yakka. So you don't know the chanting, what you are chanting, and yakkas also know that you don't know the chanting, right? You chant for the ghost, you don't know what you are chanting. Ghosts also know you don't know what you are chanting. So nothing is going to work out, right? Then better you know, because they can understand. Non-human beings know whether you know or not. They can feel it, right? That's why when a person who knows what they are chanting, the Deva, the divine beings, pay attention to that person. This person is not a normal person, has a good reading, understanding. So it is better to chant in Pali, because you can find out the text, Romanized or whatever the text in the from the internet, and bring your Vietnamese translation onto that. Do one thing, don't just become messed up with Chinese, Vietnamese, English. Will be a Roja, Roja. Will become a Roja. Don't become a Roja. So, yeah, some words.
Sometimes if we chant in Bali, the pronunciation
The mic too. Yes.
wrong, so maybe the misunderstand also.
That's why you need to study under a teacher. Don't do everything on internet without asking anybody. Dhamma things you need to approach a teacher. We have a class. I do a class every Thursday, online Pali reading class. Anybody who come to that class, Malaysian time 6 to 7:30 p.m., I get them to read. Then I check their pronunciation. So by the end of the class, they know, okay, reading is good. Because normally, which monk is listening to how devotees are chanting? Normally, devotees are looking at how monks are chanting. So I give the opportunity for them. So they are reading. I say, okay, you are wrong. Here you have to pronounce like this. So making sure that they are chanting properly. So that can help. If you want to join, you can join. Yes, if you go to the website, I think we cannot show you here, but after this discussion, I can give to you. Yeah, yeah. Anybody else? Maybe if the center has a WhatsApp group, can share probably. Huh? Can share. Yeah, everybody can see. So we need to properly pronounce. But say, for instance, some words like Buddho, Western people cannot, white people cannot pronounce. They say Buddha. Who is Buddha? There's no Buddha here. But they cannot pronounce that word. They say Buddha. But when we help them, no, it's not Buddha, Buddha, then they learn it. But if they're going to read it in their own language, they think it's Buddha. So, yeah.
Christians also pronounce it Buddha.
Huh?
They also pronounce it
Buddha. Buddha. Otherwise, these non-human beings don't recognize you. They understand Pali, not Chinese. So learn some Pali. They understand easily. Because these chantings have been uttered by many monks. The Buddha, they are very sensitive. You know? It's like that you are a music teacher. You are very sensitive to music, right? Sounds. In the same way, these non-human beings are very sensitive to the chanting, especially in Pali language. All right. Any other questions?
But here, get more influenced by the time.
Yeah, cultural. There are cultural things, but
Pronunciation also.
yeah, yeah.
Namo Tassa, and then Sri Lanka is what Namo Tassa.
But normally the acceptance is the Sri Lankan style is better. Yeah, better normally. They fully pronounce the word. We don't have to criticize other traditions, but Sri Lankan tradition is clearer, very clear. So it's better to learn that way. All right. Any other questions?
No question. Namo Buddhaya, Bhante.
No question means your question.
I was wondering whether to ask this question.
Take the mic closer.
Or ask you personally. But anyway, since this happening somehow disturb my mind, so I'll try to ask you here.
Yeah, please.
Okay. These things happened 1 or 2 months ago. Okay, one day as I was walking out from the house to my garden, and then I saw one poisonous snake. It's a black cobra, it's about the size of my thumb, maybe slightly bigger than my own thumb. I was so scared because I seldom see this cobra. It's near my house, in the garden itself, in front of my house. So I was wondering how am I going to do with this snake. So I went inside and prepared my simple trap. Using one piece of stick and a string. I used to see that how people trap the snake. So I told myself, by the time I come out again, if the snake is still there, I'll try to trap him. And true enough, okay, about a few minutes later, I came out, it is still there, the black snake. And one thing about poisonous snakes, they are quite fierce. Even you disturb, they won't run away. They will try to fight back. So it's easier for me to trap. Okay, so using that simple trap, I managed to catch it somewhere at the neck. Okay, so once I catch it, I'm scared that you run away again. So I try to tighten the string by pulling the string. I'm scared that if too tight, I might kill it. So it was struggling. By that time, I'm sure enough, this thing cannot go away, cannot run away. By that time, I was wondering, how am I going to deal with this snake? To touch it, of course, I'm not there enough. And then I was wondering, I should put it in a plastic bag. By the time I'm thinking of that snake become motionless. I kill it. But I think I know a little bit of intention of killing it. Because I was wondering, how to deal with it. Because I was thinking I should put in a plastic bag. But to put in a plastic bag, also I'm scared. Because it's poisonous. And then, by that time I was wondering if somebody passed by, I would call and help for help.
Okay.
But by the time it's already motionless.
Yeah. What is
That
your
means
question
I'm
actually?
pulling
What
it
is
too
your
hard.
question at the end?
Question. Is that akusala? Or I break my first precept?
Okay.
That's good.
Actually, what I understand is that your fear has caused a lot of things here, not the venomous cobra, because your fear about the cobra has brought that cobra to the end. So next time when you deal with this kind of a snake, if you don't know how to deal with it, maybe you get the support from someone. But if you don't have time, don't try to do a lot of internal things like that, because finally, because of your ignorance about how things have to be done, things like that can happen. Because we don't want to kill these animals, right? They are part of the nature, but the only thing is that we have to take care of us. But now things have happened. I think because of the agitation and then fear about the snake, I think it has gone to that level. But I think you were not intentional. But next time, don't do the same thing as you did. Follow a different thing.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
This is a lot of lesson.
Yes.
But that one is very venomous, very.
Yeah, there are many venomous. Sometimes humans are more venomous. So we cannot scale the venom. But my suggestion is that next time don't be too excited and then feared about these things. If you don't know how to handle, ask someone to handle. Don't try to take it into your hand, because at the end you will be very remorseful about everything. That's not nice. So you know the answer. The exact answer is something you know. You were not intentional. Yeah, next time don't make it. Yeah. All right. So then we are going to wrap this up by transferring good karmas. Yes.
Excuse me. So we shouldn't do the trap for this case.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We shouldn't do the trap.
You can do the trap to bring the snake to another place if you know how to trap it. But in his case, I think he doesn't know how to do it properly. So he did it wrongly. And the snake died. Right?
But because when we do the trap, it means we protect ourselves from the cobra. But the trap will kill the cobra. So
I don't think trap will kill. Huh? You can make it safe, right?
Yes.
Bring it to somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah, but his trapping didn't really work. It caused cobra to die.
Maybe I pull the string.
Pull the string.
So
Pull the string too hard. Yeah. Don't pull the Dhamma too hard too.
no, so if we don't do the trap for the cobra, so we can say for the mouse or the rat at home.
We don't have to go that way. Yeah.
So
I think this is a very difficult situation.
Yes.
So you have to be very wise not to create lots of damage, right? Just to protect yourself, and then let him be protected too. Don't try to think that terrorists have come to your land and you have to fight with them. Bring all these gadgets. Just let him safely get him out of the place better. All right, so we are now going to transfer all these good karmas. May all the good karmas we be making today be transferred to all the departed ones. May they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May Devanaga Mahidika also receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they protect all of us for good health, quality of life, and prosperity, safety. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana as well. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May we be able to be in the company of Kalyana Mittas till we attain Nibbana. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamu satang samagamu hotu yava nibbana patya. Finally, may all the good karmas we be making throughout our two programs today morning, and we had a Pindachara, Pindapata, And then now we had almost 2 hours of Dhamma talk. May all these good karmas be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And I'm particularly grateful to Sister Lo for taking up this translation job. And she was a little not confident enough at the beginning, but she did a very great job in that translation. I'm going to be grateful. And also for the Dhammadayada fellowship, everyone.